What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV. In this video, we're going to do tips and tricks for the Google Pixel 4a. Let's jump right into this. So the first thing you want to do is press and hold on your home screen and go into home screen settings. And in here you can do and see a bunch of things. So first of all, you're going to see notification dots. If you have that turned on, when you have a notification on certain apps, there'll be a little dot next to it letting you know that you have a notification for it. Let's go back in there, press and hold, go into home settings. At a glance at the top of your home screen, you'll see if you have this turned on for like calendar events and upcoming flight information and traffic information, at the top here, you're gonna get information. I don't have anything going on right now, so that's why I just have the time and the date and the weather. But regardless, if you have, maybe you're going to work or something or somewhere else or flight coming up, it would show it right there if you have it turned on. Add icon to home screen, so when you download a new app, I love having that on. When I have a new app, it'll automatically download and show up on my home screen if you have that turned on. If you turned it off, it won't show up on the home screen. These are the home screens right here. Next is display the Google app to the left of the main home screen. So when you're on your home screens, if you swipe to the left, this is what they're talking about here. I love this. It's a ton of information, but if you want, you can turn it off. It's basically all kinds of news and things like that, but easily you can just turn it off just by pressing off right there. Allow home screen to rotate. I keep that off because I don't want my home screen rotating when I turn it left or right or up and down. Just keep it so it's vertical. Also within here, you can come in here and do widgets. Widgets are basically like little apps that sit on your home screen that you can interact with. So maybe I have Audible, and instead of having to go right into the app, maybe I just want to play the book that I'm listening to right from there, and I'll do that. Stuff like that. There's all kinds of widgets in here. Just depends on what your apps are, but there's going to be a ton of different widgets from the apps that you use. Going back in here, and if you want to remove it, just press and hold, and you can remove it. It'll go away. Or it should go away. There you go. Let's go away. And then press and hold here. You can also do styles and wallpaper. And in here, you're going to have the ability to easily change your wallpaper. These are all different wallpapers. You've got Living Universe. And if you want to use one of these, all you just do is tap on it, hit download, and then you can apply it, the wallpaper. Going back in here, there's nothing else in there. Next, what we want to do is swipe down from the top, and you have your quick toggles. These are going to be quick ways to either turn off Wi-Fi or turn Bluetooth on or off or do not disturb, anything in there. And if you want to remove or add to these little icons that you see here, you see this little pencil in the bottom left, just tap on that and you'll see more. So maybe you want the ability to screencast, for instance. So I'm just going to press and hold it, and I can drag it up here. I can drag it wherever I want. Let's drag it to the bottom. And then when I'm done, you can do more of that. And you can do the same thing with the top ones. Like maybe you don't want to see battery saver. I'll just click and drag that down and then hit go back, edit, and then you'll see now screencast is there, and the other one that I removed is no longer there. So it's a quick way to change your quick toggles right there. While we have this swipe down, let's go into settings, which is this little gear in the bottom right, and there's going to be a lot of stuff in here. So the first thing that we're going to look at is going to be network and internet. If we tap on that, you can come in here, change your Wi-Fi, check out your mobile network, turn on airplane mode, hotspot. If you're looking to like tether your internet from your like your tablet or some other device to your phone, that's where you're going to go in for hotspot and tethering. You also have advanced if you have a VPN setup or private DNS. Connected devices, you can come in here and check out if you have anything like Bluetooth connected, or if you're casting anywhere, or you're going to send files via Bluetooth, driving mode, Android Auto, all that stuff would be right in there. Next, if you go into apps and notifications, you can come in here and you can, if you want, you can come in here and really easily turn off like notifications for certain apps so that they don't show up. You can also look at notifications on your lock screen. So if you tap on that, you can, silence, you can don't show your notifications or show only alerting notifications only, or you can show basically everything. You also have sensitive notifications, show sensitive content when locked. I have that turned on because I'm not worried about it. But if you want to turn that off, it won't show any of that stuff. You can go into advanced You can see you can allow notification snoozing, so it like will snooze the notification for a bit. You can turn on and off allow notification dots, just like you did when we pressed and held and went into the home screen settings. Swipe fingerprint for notifications, that's going to be right here, and I'll show you where that is. It's going to be also in another setting, but basically when I swipe down from my fingerprint, it shows it would show notifications, but it also shows the quick toggle. So cool little thing there. Going back to the main screen of settings, we're going to go into battery, and in battery you can turn on battery saver mode if you have if you maybe you're going to run out of battery soon. You can turn that on and it'll really extend your battery life. It'll downgrade some things, maybe the quality of the screen, maybe it'll make it grayscale, or maybe it will just make your phone really slow, but it will save your battery life, especially if you're in a jam. Adaptive battery is a cool one. If you have this turned on, it basically learns how you use your phone, and over time your battery life should get better. Battery percentage, if you want to show your battery percentage, I love showing that. Turn that on and now I can see my battery percentage in the top right. You can see the last full charge. You can also see how much screen usage you've had since the last full charge, if you're worried about and concerned about your battery. If you go into display, I have mine, you can see I have the background black. So I have that because dark theme is turned on right there. Adaptive brightness, if you want to turn that on or off. Basically what that does is, depending upon the lighting situation of your room or outside, if you're outside it'll get really bright. If you're in a dark room it'll get really, it'll dim your screen a lot. So if you don't want to deal with that, just turn that off, but otherwise keep it on. It'll keep your battery life a little bit better too. Styles and wallpapers, we already did that before. You can also come in here if you go into advanced and your screen timeout. I set mine to 2 minutes. I think that's the perfect amount of time for screen timeout, which means if you don't touch your screen, my screen will automatically turn off after 2 minutes. Also, we got auto rotate screen, not worried about that. If you want to change your colors of your screen, I like, if you want, so you see different ones. So this is natural, it'll make it a little bit more, not as vibrant. Then you've got boosted, and then you also have adaptive. I keep it at adaptive. Font size, if you want your fonts to be bigger, come in because it's too small on your screen, you can come in here and change it to the largest. You can go into display size as well. If you tap on that, you can make things bigger, smaller, however you want. And then screensaver, I don't turn this on, but if you want a screensaver after a certain amount of time, you can turn that on. Sound, when you come into sound here, this is going to be where you can control the volumes for volume, call volume, ring volume, alarm volume. You can turn on do not disturb if you don't want to get any notifications and things like that. If you tap on that, you can come in here and really customize. You can set exceptions and things like that so that it will go past the notification of the do not disturb. Live caption's an interesting one. If you turn this one on, it will actually, if you listen to like a song, it'll actually show captions on your screen of certain things that you're listening to, maybe watching a video, a phone call. It'll actually show captions on your screen. To me, it gets a little bit in the way, but if you wanted that, it's a good little option to have. Some other cool things in here are the shortcut to prevent ringing. Basically, press power and volume up together to prevent the ringing. So it's kind of a cool little thing right there if you don't want that to happen. Or you can even change it to mute. This is a good one too, is the now playing screen. So basically when you turn this on here, this is going to allow you to, when a song is playing, it'll actually show it on your lock screen and let you know what song it is. So if you're in like a bar or like, I don't know, the radio's playing, you want to like, what song is that? All you gotta do is look at your lock screen. This is your lock screen right here. And if it recognizes the song, it'll show it at the bottom right here. So really, really cool. You can also look at it in now playing history. So you can see I listened, it was Somewhere in My Heart by Aztec Camera, and now that shows that right there, and you can look at your history. And the other cool thing is, like, say that song, tap on it, and I have Spotify, I can just tap on Spotify, or maybe I want it to listen to in YouTube Music, I can tap that, and it'll bring me right into the YouTube Music or Spotify, and I can listen to it directly. Let's go back, go to Advanced. You can also change your ringtone, you can change your default sounds, you can change your alarm sound, you can change in, if you don't want to hear dial tones or screen locking sounds, this is going to be where you can change all of that information. Next, let's go into storage. In storage, if you turn on smart storage, you can see right here, when storage is almost full, it'll remove backed up photos and videos. You can still find them in Google Photos. So it's a good one to turn on. Maybe your mom or dad, they keep running out of storage. That's a great one to do because it'll just remove that stuff from the phone that's already backed up and that they can still access. You can also free up your space really easy. Just tap that and it'll kind of tell you what you can delete and stuff like that. I don't really have anything yet to delete, but if there is, it'll let you know. Privacy. If you want to show your passwords, display characters briefly as you type, if you turn that off, it won't show that. You can also go into Permissions Manager and see if you've allowed any permissions for anything. Maybe, for instance, a microphone. So if you tap on that, it'll show you all the apps that you've allowed to use your microphone, or that even can or will ask for access to the microphone. We're back on the main screen of settings. If you go into digital well-being and parental controls, if you're a parent and you're giving a kid this Pixel phone, you can set up parental controls real easy. You can also look at your digital well-being. It'll kind of show you how you use the phone in terms of, is in the camera, the Play Store, things like that. It'll kind of give you an idea of your stats on using the phone. Next is system. System's a big one here. So if we go in here, we can go into gestures, and there's a ton of gestures. Swipe fingerprint for notifications. I showed you that one by swiping down or up. It'll bring those quick toggles up or your notifications. You can also jump to your camera. So if you have that turned on, you double press the power button, it's going to allow you to open your camera. Jumping back into the camera real quick, you'll see we can, if you have flip camera on, and then also if you flip the camera, it'll switch it between the two cameras really quickly if you have that turned on. System navigation, so you'll see right here, if I tap on that, right now when I go home, I swipe up and swipe from the right to the left to go back and all of that stuff. You can hit that and you can change the sensitivity of that back button. You can also go back to the old school 3-button layout if you want. So you can have the back button, home button, and recent apps button. Tap to check phone, which means if I have it turned on, I can double tap it and it will show me my phone. Also within here, we can lift to check phone if you have that turned on. Basically, when I lift my phone, let me put it down. So if I lift my phone, it will wake the screen up. Another one, which I don't have on, but if you flip your phone, if you have that turned on, you flip it face down, it'll actually mute it. Also under system, you have advanced. If you go in there, you can check for system updates to update any new apps or any new system updates, I should say. Another cool thing is that when you're in the main screen of settings, you can come in here and search for any setting you're having trouble finding. Just tap at the top, and maybe you're looking for the fingerprint. So you'll see I have fingerprint. If I want to add a fingerprint or something like that, just go into Pixel Imprint, and I'll tap that, put in my unlock code, and then I can add another fingerprint and just add your fingerprint. When you're done, just hit done. And if you want to see what fingerprint that is that you just did, or what these are, 1, 2, and 3, all you got to do is just press it and it'll light up the screen. You can see it's lighting it up ever so slightly. Another cool one is when you press the volume up or down, you can see right here, I can mute the music if I want, or I can mute my notifications just by tapping these little things right here. I'm on Do Not Disturb, but if I wasn't, I'd be able to tap that right there and turn them on or off as well. Also, if you want to turn on captions real easily, just press up or down, and then you have a little captions button right there to turn them on or off. The last ones are all about the camera, so launch your camera. If you want to bring up your settings for your camera, just swipe down from the top here, and you'll see you can turn your flash on or off or keep it auto. You have your motion, which is like that's the thing, like when you take a photo, it'll like capture a little bit of the motion before or after. You also can set a timer in here. You can change the ratio of your photos. Now I'm looking at the back camera. I can also click this as well, which is going to be the settings. So if I tap that, I can come in here and change the save location, or turn it on and off, I should say. Camera sounds, I turn those on, or off, I should say. Google Lens suggestions, you can keep that on. It'll give you suggestions when you take a photo. Framing hints, save selfie is previewed. You can change your different social shares. You have gestures in here, so if you double tap when you're in your camera, it'll zoom in, or if you don't like that, you can change it to switching the camera. You can also change what the volume keys do if you press them when you're in the camera app. You have frequent faces, you can turn that on or off. Advanced, you can see all kinds of different settings in here to change, but you probably won't ever go in there, to be honest with you. Video stabilization, that should definitely be on. If you want to change the quality of your video, just make sure you click on video and swipe down from the top, and you can see I can click on this and I can change it to a different setting. I can do 1080, and if I want to change the frames, I can click on there, change it to 30 or 60, but I would recommend 4K. So there you guys go. This is my quick tips and tricks for the Pixel 4a. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments down below. See you guys down the road. Peace.